voices got really loud as soon as I popped in. You know, I wait until someone in the chat says they can hear me singing. And that's when I come. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing this fine day? I hope everyone's good. Let me pop on. Wait. Oh, I'm going to cough. All right, there we go. All right, let me come on. There we go. Where's my background music? There it is. There's the music. There's my voice. Let me know if this sounds good. Hello, everybody. Hauntingly beautiful, like a choir of nerds. Hello, enema of my enemy. I still love your name. It's wonderful. Bunny has religious trauma. Heart to you, my friend. Cappuccino Crafts. Lewis. By the way, Lewis, like I said, I wanted to make sure I said this on stream. I'm not going to show the front package because your address is on there, but I got your letter. I've had it for a while. I know I told you. I just haven't had time to read it, and I haven't had the headspace to read it because I wanted to be in a good spot to read your letter, considering it was a very, very long, and I wanted to, like, give time to it. And I just want to say, I won't reveal stuff because you were very open in this. But thank you for this letter. This was very sweet and very nice, and I deeply thank you for it, Lewis. And also your poem at the end was also very sweet as well. So just thank you, Lewis. I just want you to know that I have it. I've read it. It's right here. I have a box that I keep, like, mementos of, like, people who have sent me stuff, of, like, things that mean a lot to me, of, like, just things that, like, people send me that, like, mean a lot. So I just want you to know, Lewis, that I have it, and it's going to go in that box of, like, memories. So I appreciate it, my friend. So thank you for that letter. I just want to make sure you, like, physically heard me say that to you. But Orion Send, also good to see you. Kay, good to see you. Spanker4612, also I still love your name. August Brown, Biological Clock, Dylan Jolie, Calamar, J. Scott, Fox Elliott, everyone else. I hope I hope all of you I hope all of you are doing well and having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I am doing, yes, happy Pride, June Bun. I almost forgot to say, I wanted to make sure I said that first when I came on. Happy Pride. Don't forget, something I said on Twitter, but I just want to make people know, like, do not forget for Pride Month this year that Pride is a protest, and that now more than ever, especially in the US and the UK, we need to make sure that Pride is not just a celebration, though it should also be a celebration. I'll touch on that in a second, but we need to make sure that it is getting our voices heard and making sure that queer people are seen being visible, not just for ourselves, but for people who sees us and want to shove us in the closet and say that we don't exist. Let them know that we're here. And then also to push back against some of the horrible laws and rules and just the general transphobia that has been going on these past few months and honestly years and honestly centuries and decades. But just making sure that that's what it's focused on. But also don't forget that, like, celebration is also part of the protest. The world right now is shitty. I have been feeling down, and, like, looking at things has been bleak sometimes. So taking a moment to, like, remember to, like, have joy and take joy and be like, we actually are awesome and we can have joy in our lives is equally as important. So just make sure that that's on your minds. And to all of you who, I know some people either watch or kind of hide or like surreptitiously watch my streams who cannot be out for different various reasons. Just know that you are loved and you are amazing and you are just as much a part of Pride celebration as any of us. You don't have to be going to the Pride parade and though I wish that you were there if that's something that you wish you could take part in, but you don't have to be part of that to be, celebrated during this time. And I know that sometimes feels isolating and lonely, but know that you are very much included in all of that and the celebration of who we are, even if you're not allowed to or can't or don't feel comfortable saying it wherever you're at. So just know that you are loved and accepted, and I love you and we all love you. So just wanted to make sure I said that. Anyways, sorry I said that. Thank you, everybody. Also, Bemiro, heart to you. Thank you very much. Sending you love as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Just to let everyone know, first off, thank you, everybody. I see a bunch of people just saying thank you in the chat, or not thank you, good luck on the surgery. Yeah, I am, for those of you who hadn't heard, I know most of you have, but as the title alludes to, this Tuesday, I'm getting facial harmonization surgery. They're gonna tear up my face, gonna make me look like John Travolta. Or Nicolas Cage. Be like my face-off moment, right? I'm just gonna get it changed. You know what? I'm actually getting my face, I'm not getting changed to like that. I'm getting it changed to Keanu Reeves. That's what I want it to look like. I'm just making my face look like Keanu Reeves' face. Been wanting that for forever. That's my gender dysphoria. My gender is Keanu Reeves, and I expect all of you to just accept me in this. But yes, thank you everybody. And Chloe, heart to you being 2 years on estrogen. That's amazing. Mwah, congratulations, my friend. That's absolutely wonderful, and thank you so much for the super chat. We're gonna talk about Star Trek did an amazing body swap episode. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but yes, I will say this: body swap episode of Star Trek today. All the trans eggs breaking. I love it. I love it so much. I mean, my trans egg got broken by a body swap story. It was the Scooby-Doo movie. The original Scooby-Doo movie, way back in the day where they all swap bodies. That was my trans egg cracking moment, because Fred was in Daphne's body, and he was like, I could look at myself naked, and I'm like, why would you want to? And that introduced me to both sex and also being trans. I'm like, oh, both of these things are very weird and not linked necessarily, but I have complicated thoughts on both of them. So it was just funny. So yeah, gender Keanu Reeves pronouns. Whoa, love you, RM. I appreciate you all. Tyler Bioshock Rodriguez, heart to you. Also love your name as well. Thank you so much for your super chat. He said, hey Jesse, I'm going to my first Pride on Saturday. As a trans woman in Ohio, I'm very proud. Best wishes with the surgery. P.S. Hope I wasn't too cruel on the Our Flag Means Death episode. Love you. No, you weren't too cruel. Criticism is fine. I know. To be fair, I will say I'm very proud of that Our Flag Means Death episode video. I did make it a little bit quicker than I normally do on some videos, so there were some mistakes. Like I made some references. I wasn't entirely clear that like non-binary people are not necessarily trans masc and vice versa. I could have been clearer in that and a few other things in that video as well. So I'm still proud of the video and the overall statement of it, but I know there's a couple things that I fact-checked a little bit too quickly on that video, so I totally appreciate any criticism of that. But also, congratulations on going to Pride. Have fun at your first Pride. That'll be amazing. Alex, sadly for most of this Pride, I'm going to be laying up in my bed and not talking to any. Well, I have a friend coming to help me for a week or two, but most of my Pride month and my birthday is going to be spent like with my head in like a thing to like hold my face. Which will be kind of fun. Less so. Alex Miller, heart to you, my friend. You said, I work at a 6 to 12 school for boys in the Bronx, and I had several students come up and say, Happy Pride. I'm a gay teacher, and it was beautiful. Happy Pride, all, and good luck next week, Jesse. Much love. Well, that's amazing. That makes me very happy. I know that, I mean, it's not great everywhere for various different reasons, but it does make me happy that, like, my school would never have had moments like that with saying Happy Pride. And I know now, because my mom's still a teacher at the same school that I went to, she's a retired teacher from that school, but she still talks to a lot of people there, that they are, like, doing Pride stuff there, which makes me very pleased and very proud. So, like, it's not great everywhere for various different reasons, especially in schools, but in some places there are really heartwarming things. So that makes me very happy, Alex. Heart to you, Jenna Knight. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mwah. And John Middles, heart to you. You said, bad luck. I follow Luz Nokita. I don't know who that. Why am I blanking on Luz Nokita? Is that an actor from Star Trek? Oh, Luz from Owl House. Yes. Luz is great. She's wonderful. Absolutely great character on that show. I love that show. Sad that the finale just happened of that show. I haven't watched the finale yet, so no spoilers for me. But there is at least the movie, I think, left. So there's still a little bit left. If David Bowie could be a gender identity, sure. I mean, he had his own very clear, like, distinct gender presentation, right? I think he always identified as a dude, but he definitely had a distinct gender expression. Very distinct. Yeah, definitely not great in Florida, Argus. Speaking of which, before I forget, because I did want to say this, on stream. Yay! Bunny has religious trauma, just started voice training. That's awesome. Speaking on this, I do want to toss out. It's like negativity mixed with positivity, but it's something that just happened this week that it wasn't great, but it led to a good thing. So I wouldn't say it was worth it, but you all get what I'm trying to say. And I just want to mention it and say thank you to a lot of people who hopefully are watching this. I'll give a brief history of this real quick. For those of you who don't know, I know a lot of you don't always follow me on Twitter and things like that. But this past Wednesday, no, it would have Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget which. I think it was Tuesday. Unfortunately, on Twitter, I've done a video on this man, so I'll just say his name. Matt Walsh, the right-wing asshole Ben Shapiro light person who does stuff for the Daily Wire. He retweeted some of my tweets in order to stoke up transphobia for his upcoming well, now it's released, but at the time it was upcoming earlier this week. His upcoming documentary that I'm not even going to say the name of because people don't go bother to watch it, but it is a documentary that is just stirring up transphobia, and it's going with this defined woman thing for me that conservatives consider as like a gotcha thing. It's like, it's a whole documentary that's like defined woman, and obviously it's very deliberately misleading. He tried to trick trans people into doing interviews for it and all this stuff. So it's a terrible doc. I am not going to watch it yet. I will probably at some point watch it to do a rebuttal to it and like do a whole essay on it, but I not going to do that this month because I have my surgery. I want to not be in a shitty mindset watching something like that, and screw him for releasing it during Pride, to be honest. But he will have blood on his hands because it will stoke up transphobia and whip up transphobia towards trans people, and that in this environment is just absolutely horrid, and he's doing it to make money. He's throwing trans people under the bus to make money, which is honestly what most and all transphobia is. It's what a lot of racism and everything is, because it just comes out of colonialism, capitalism, trying to whip people up into distinct groups to fight each other in order to make money off the back of people's oppression. So, anywho, he is one of the more blatant, obvious ones of that. Also, by the way, I see the super chats. I will say hi to those. But anyways, I just wanted to get through this and say this because he retweeted some of my tweets, and as a result, I got a bunch of harassment sent my way on Twitter. There was a few people that went into my mentions. Thankfully, no death threats, because that would have been a whole other thing I would have had to deal with. But it was a lot of people like, "Define woman, you don't look like you don't pass." It's like even though I know I'm getting facial harmonization surgery, like that's like my goal as a trans person is not to pass. By the way, I'm not ashamed of being trans. Not that I'm against anyone who wishes to pass. Like if you wish to pass, and I hate the term passing, but like be read as like a girl in all situations, I guess. It's a complicated topic. Anywho, that's not my goal. It's just alleviating my own gender dysphoria with stuff. Anyways, got a lot of that harassment. I know, on Twitter, right, Petite Flower? Who would have thought? But he kept stoking it. He retweeted me twice, and a few other people that responded to me as well that were showing support. So I stated that I was going to jump off of Twitter for a little while because of just the toxic nastiness that I was getting. But I want to call it specifically Aronok and Sarah of the Costume Codex. They both started threads of like people sharing kind things and about me, and I was deeply, deeply touched by all the kindness that people shared on those tweets. And I actually got some private ones in my messages. It was just a lot of very sweet, kind messages that came my way. And I legitimately cried at a few of them. It really did mean a lot. And I cannot tell you, I don't want to say it necessarily, I don't want to necessarily say it counteracts directly, because the harassment shouldn't have happened in the first place, so one doesn't negate the other necessarily, but it really, I cannot tell you, for me personally, and I know for other people, how much that stuff really does mean a lot to me. And it helps like save my mental health when dealing with crap like that, and reminding me always, like, because the amount of kind things that I got sent to me were 10 times more than the harassment that I got from Matt Walsh's people. Like, so many more people. And it just reminds me, despite the fact that he has tons more followers than I do, and it just reminds me that at the end of the day, kindness wins, people are good, community matters, and we can take care of each other, and that's ultimately will always win. The loving of each other and loving of infinite diversity and infinite combinations, taking delight in ourselves and others. And it's moments like that, in the face of shittiness, and I know it was a small thing, like it's harassment on Twitter. At the end of the day, it still sucks, it can be awful, it can be very damaging, but it's minute compared to other stuff. So I know that, but it does remind me that there is kindness out there. So to all of you for that, heart to you. Mwah. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I know I've missed a shit ton of super chats. Let me quick get to those, but I just wanted to say that. Thank you, everybody. You're wonderful. Thank you, Argus. Thank you, Cappuccino. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate it. And yes, Super Desi, I agree. Both Aronok and Sarah are heroes. They are absolutely wonderful. Anyways, thank you for indulging me that. I just wanted to say that, have it out there and be heard. So thank you. Let me just quick run through some of these super chats by everybody. Thank you, everyone. And I'm going to try and catch up on the chat here. Chloe, heart to you again. My first egg cracking came from Sill's transformation scene in the original Species. Love that movie. Chloe, I consider myself a movie buff, but you have a way of like always picking a movie that I have not seen. I want to watch Species. I actually have the DVD of that one already, but I've never seen it, which is weird because that feels like a movie that I would love, like campy 80s horror stuff, like feels right up my alley. I'm surprised I have the DVD. I don't know why I've never seen it, but yeah, I could see that being a egg cracking moment. Super Desi, heart to you, my friend. Mwah. Said both Diana and I are going to our first Pride together this month. We went through Jessie Gender Discord community. Oh yay, that's amazing! I hope we have so much fun. Yes, go to your first Pride. It's fun. Yeah, Pride is fascinating. I have interesting Pride stories that I could share at some point. Once I get through the super chats, maybe I will. Once I get through everything. But Pride can be very fun. Pride can be also a lot too. So be careful. And also, like, if you're not someone, if like sometimes Pride can make people anxious or uncomfortable, and that's okay too. And you don't have to go there to be part of Pride. There's also different parts of it. So have fun. Catherine and Beth, heart to you. By the way, Catherine, I know you sent me something. I haven't gotten to the mailbox. I'm gonna go tomorrow, I believe. So just know I haven't gotten what you sent me earlier, so I will find it soon, so thank you. You said, I'm so happy for your facial harmonization surgery. I'm going in for a revision of mine tomorrow. I know. Hopefully it'll all go well. Best of luck to you. With luck, we'll both be back on our feet before the end of Pride Month. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. To be honest, I'm kind of excited. I mean, not that I'm excited to have my face be like all messed up for days. It's gonna be a thing. I mean, I've dealt with it with other surgery stuff. Like when I got breast augmentation, when I got vaginoplasty. It's nice to get them done, but the first few weeks after is always like, I hate everything. But I am looking forward to just having a few days or like weeks to just like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just sit on the couch, watch TV, and maybe play video games if I'm up for it, and that's it. And my face is gonna feel weird. So that's my plan for the next 2 weeks. John, you said, strictly speaking, Luz is not Disney or Animation's first neurodivergent here because Lilo Pelecki was also already autistic to Udo and back, and Avatar Aang almost definitely had ADHD. Oh yeah, I could definitely see Aang having ADHD. Could most definitely see that. I never actually thought about that, but yeah. That's actually an interesting point. Thank you for that, John. Sunk Corgi, heart to you, my friend. You say congrats, so chuffed? It's a British term, right? Chuffed. I don't know that. Anyways, for you, Jessie, hope it all goes well. Also, thanks for the killer content. Oh, thank you. Being in Australia, I never got to see your streams these days because I'm always at work, but I got today off though. Well, yay! I'm glad you're here, Sunk Corgi. Mwah. I hope you're enjoying your day off, you lovely, lovely human. It's good to see you and good to have you here. Let's see, Logan mentioned something. I noticed that a lot of failed artist entertainers become right-wing activists, Shapiro, Hitler, Crowder. I mean, yeah, if you can't make good art, you just stoke up anger and transphobia against other people because it gets you to be the center of attention. It's not incorrect. Chloe, heart to you, you said, if it makes you feel any better, I made a bunch of Graham Linehan fans on Pink News. I feel any better, I made a bunch of Graham Linehan fans on Pink News Facebook page. I'm assuming you like push back against Graham Linehan fans because Graham Linehan fans are not good, and I like Pink News generally because Pink News is good. They're a good news outlet for LGBTQ news if you ever need a good, generally good news outlet. But yeah, Graham Linehan and Graham Linehan fans suck. Same as J.K. Rowling fans. I mean, like J.K. Rowling fans. That's separate from Harry Potter. If you like Harry Potter, there's complicated feelings around that all around. But if you're like, I love J.K. Rowling. Congrats on your surgery. I'm so happy it's finally happening for you. Thank you, Sean. Mwah, mwah. Thank you, my friend. Same to you, Cyberquaker. So okay for you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're lovely, both of you. Catching up real quick. Where are you? Alex Carson, heart to you, my friend. Thank you so much for super chat. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You said beautiful inside out. Hope it goes well with the surgery, Jessie. Thank you very much. By the way, I will try and update people either on Twitter or with a video or something really quick. Like, I'll probably do like a quick little like cell phone videos before I go into the surgery, and then I'll probably post like a community note once I'm back home from the surgery, either the day of, the day after, depending on how I'm feeling. Just say, hey, I'm alive. So you look for that at some point on like Wednesday. If you don't hear from me by Wednesday, I'm probably dead. I doubt it, but yeah, I'll just let you all know on Wednesday, either Twitter and community tab and whatever, just to let you know how I'm doing. Jimmy Nails, heart to you. Reminder, you give me hope. Thank you, Jimmy. You give me hope, and I appreciate you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you, my friend, and I appreciate your super chat. You're lovely. Also, by the way, still love your Captain America Shield avatar. It's freaking perfect. Never change it. Well, change it if you need to, but like for me, never change it. I love the Captain America trans avatar. It's freaking great because I mean, all of you know I have the Captain America flag back, or the Captain America shield back there. Screw America. Love Captain America. Like, America as a country, horrible. Steve Rogers, wonderful man. Supernova Skies, heart to you, said happy Pride, Jessie. This is my first super chat to myself. I would donate my first one to someone I truly think. Oh, Supernova Skies. Well, I am very, very honored. Thank you very much, my friend. I am very honored for you to donate. Like, that really does mean a lot to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Sorry it took me a second to see it, but I appreciate you. Tyler Bioshock Rodriguez, my egg cracking moment was Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8. I wanted that hat, got the hat, and felt better. That's amazing. We'll probably wear that hat at Pride. Audrey Hepburn and Paige O'Hare also helped. Oh, that's amazing, Tyler. Also, did you hear the PlayStation State of Play today? They announced that Resident Evil Village is going to be on VR. And they also announced Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I'm excited for both the hell out of those. And I will probably try my best to play Resident Evil Village on a stream. I can't guarantee it because I might die, both from horniness and also fear. Because Lady Dimitrescu in first person is the definition of scare roused. So I'm very excited. Oh, hey, Council of Geeks, good to see you, Vera. Funny time I got my electronics consultation on the same day as Jessie surgery. Oh, he's trying to steal my thunder. That's what you're doing, Vera. You come in here, it's like, oh, look at me, I'm getting my hair removal on Jesse's surgery day. I'm just saying, it's just as good. I see how it is. I see how it is. Love you, Vera. You're wonderful. But yeah, that's amazing. I'm so happy, my friend. Let's see. Catching up on some of these other super chats. Scream Factory is releasing the first Species on 4K UHD Blu-ray this year. You don't have to send me a copy, Chloe. I appreciate it. If you want to, I will accept it. But I'm not. You don't have to feel. Don't feel. I have the DVD. I legitimately have the DVD, so don't worry about that. But I appreciate it. I still need to watch your Conan the Barbarian DVD, which I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I haven't gotten to. I promise. I just keep forgetting, so that's on me. James Hodge, heart to you, my friend. Good to see you, by the way. The last time I went to First Pride was at 2019 when I was an ally, before I realized I was bi with a female preference, and I hope to get this year's Pride. This will be my first one out. Yay, James, that's amazing. Congratulations. Mwah, mwah, mwah. That's absolutely wonderful. Hell yes, bisexual representation. I love it. Hell do the yes. That's amazing, James. Congratulations. I made his fans mad. That's what you meant, Chloe. Heart to you, my friend. I figured that's what you meant about Graham Linehan. Geek Filter, heart to you, my friend. Good to see you. Okay, I think I'm all caught up on the super chat, so there we go. Oh God, why would you bring that up? Why would you bring that up, Council of Geeks? Why would you bring that up, Vera? Hey, I didn't have a pickle to distract people, so I had to do something. There's a joke, folks. Yeah, for a week and a half. Yeah, for all of you who listen to the Jumpgate podcast, just remember pickle. You will know why in about a week and a half once that episode comes out. And I'll just say this, screw you, Vera. Screw you for doing that. You'll all find out soon enough. It was, Vera prepared to mess with me, and I'll leave it at that. Anyways, Jimmy Nails, heart to you. I'm a trans male semi-pro cap cosplayer, so hell to the yes. Be a freaking cap. Ooh, if you're ever at Jimmy Nails, if you're ever at an event that I'm going to be going to, as a cosplayer, like a semi-pro cosplayer, let me know, because hell yes, I would love to get a picture of the trans man, Captain Rogers. I would love the hell out of that. Yes, please, let me know. You're awesome. The pickle, Babylon 5 famous pickle. Yeah, the very famous Pickle Rick episode. The very famous Pickle Rick episode of Babylon 5. I mean, Franklin kind of fits like Rick. He's very Rick, has that ego of Rick a little bit. Helen Anthropy says, I binged Steven Universe first watch ever while recovering from surgery a few years back. Do you have a show or shows to binge during your recovery? Happy for you, by the way. Thank you very much. I hadn't picked out anything. Actually, Steven Universe might be the one that I, coincidentally enough, because my friend who's coming to visit help me. Like, I have a friend coming to visit who's gonna help pick me up from the hospital, and then gonna stay with me at my apartment for a week, just helping me a little bit while I recover during the first week or so. She's been watching Steven Universe, and she's been trying to get me to watch it, so might actually be pushed into watching Steven Universe during that. Other shows though, I might force her to watch Strange New Worlds, so I might binge that, elements of that, and then we'll just see what else. I've been watching Twin Peaks, so maybe I'll be going through that. I've been like, I'm halfway through season 2 of Twin Peaks right now. So Ray Wise is great in that show, I should say. Also, trans character in Twin Peaks who isn't awful. I mean, played by a cis dude, David Duchovny. But beyond that, the trans woman character in Twin Peaks, I'm like, for the 90s, it's not bad. Like, it's not terrible. Like, she's not terribly written, and I'm kind of shocked. So yeah, Twin Peaks, pretty solid so far. Really enjoying it. I'm excited to get to The Return, because I heard The Return is very good. Chloe Hart, you said, I believe watching a movie is the best quality possible, which is why I love the UHD for it, especially for my eyesight. Fair. I mean, I want to get like a better DVD like setup and like video viewing system. I want to get those, like, at some point, I want to get those like lights behind the TV that like change color with the TV's color. I forget what they're called, but like the like view LED, I forget what they're called. Hue lights, maybe. Anyways, I want to get those because that every time I see them, I'm like, oh, that looks so cool. So I want to get those at some point, maybe for Christmas or something. Have a good night, Vera. Mwah. It was good to see you, my friend. Mwah. I've heard David Lynch actually supports trans rights. John Mills. Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. I mean, the man is got weird trans energy as it is, right? Every time I've seen David Lynch, I'm like, you're not trans, but I feel like the trans community could claim you. Yeah, you have that right, like, weirdo energy that's perfect for the trans community. But David Lynch is great. Everything I've seen, I haven't watched his entire filmography. I've watched obviously Mulholland Drive, Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks I'm in the middle of. I'm trying to think of this. Eraserhead I haven't seen, but I want to watch. So I've watched a decent chunk of David Lynch, not all of them, but everything I've seen from him, like, not always my cup of tea every day, but I love a lot of what he does. So yeah, I think he's great. Male to male, yeah. David Lynch is a male to male trans. I love that. I'm a cis guy who identifies as a cis guy. It's great. It's wonderful. Lost Highway is pretty fun. I need to watch that. That's the other one I need to watch. David Lynch's Dune. That's the one I really want to. I'm really excited for that. I really want, just for like Patrick Stewart alone, right? I love, and Sting. Like, there's so many things. Like, I feel like it's one of those movies that like I will enjoy for how like camp it is. Bunny has religious trauma. Is FHS your first surgery? No. It's actually my third and final one, hopefully. So I've had, for those of you who don't know, I've had vaginoplasty, which is when they turn your outie into an innie, to say it in a way that's okay with the YouTube censors. Then I had breast augmentation, which I've done a video on. I've actually done a video on vaginoplasty too. So these guys are guys. Yeah, guys. These guys on my chest are not just from booby pills. And then this is the third, and then hopefully I wouldn't imagine anything more after this last like transition related surgery. So after this, it's just taking hormones for the rest of my life, and that's it. I'm done. I'm good. I'll be honest. Oh, Aeronock, did I just hear someone just said, hey, Aeronock, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I was saying on Twitter earlier that like this surgery will be like Frieza. You have not even seen my final form, and that'll finally be it. But no, what was I gonna say? The thing I was gonna say was, I am really excited for this surgery, for not just the surgery itself, though that is like obviously the biggest part of it, but there's also an element of like, I've been trying to get this surgery for years at this point. It was the surgery that was lowest on my priority list. I wanted vaginoplasty and breast augmentation first. Those were higher on my list of things I wanted, and so that's why I got them first. But then after I got breast augmentation surgery, and even right before, I think I was still trying to get it. When I lived in Los Angeles, I'd been trying to get it for a long time, and I was covered under, I think at the time it was, I forget what company I was working for, but the company I was at the time that I started going for it, covered it. And so I was going through the whole process, got everything set up. I even got a date, even got a surgeon. I didn't get a date, but I was on the list. And then I got the job offer at here in Seattle at the Seattle Museum of Pop Culture. And I'm like, well, I have to take that job, which meant that I had to take it to move. I had to move, so I had to like cancel everything and start afresh here in Seattle. And then, as many of you know, I started fresh here in Seattle, went through everything, took about a year to finally get a date. Finally got a date, took over a year since starting that process, and it was scheduled for last January, and it got canceled because of COVID spikes at that time. And now it got rescheduled to August, got pushed back to now June, and now it's happening. So, yeah, it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but, you know, my time is finally here. I was going to say, of course, yeah. So, yeah, very, very cool. So, yeah, I'm very excited to and then it's just, like, nice to be, like, I'm at the end. Right? It'll be what Golden Jessie is, like Golden Frieza. But it's, like, it is nice to be, like, this is it. Right? Like, don't have any more major things. It is just as long as, give or take, you know, if there's anything that happens during surgery or whatever, there's that to deal with. But more than likely, this will be it. And it's just take hormones like any other medication that people take. And that's it. I'm done. It's just nice. It's really nice. It's kind of a nice feeling to be like, oh, don't have to fight with the fucking system anymore. I'll just have to make sure I keep taking hormones, which is its own fight. But yeah, kind of nice. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Thank you, everybody. Jessie's final. It's like my mega evolution. Take the megas thing. Also, I know I missed some super chats. Let me quick go through those. Chloe, you said I made a Lineham's fan mad, borrowing a line from David Lynch's character says to Denise in Twin Peaks: The Return. Oh, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, don't spoil though for me because I have not seen The Return yet. I'm gonna get to it. I've heard that Return is great, so don't spoil, but I will say it soon. Supernova Skies, yay, thank you so much for your super chat. You said, also forgot to mention I'm going to my first Pride event ever this month. I'm so excited and happy for you, and you're coming up as well. Yay, well, thank you, Supernova. Mwah. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your first Pride, my friend. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're lovely. John Vinnell's, The Dark Crystal and Our House Labyrinth. Yeah, I could see that. They have very similar structures in a lot of ways. Definitely can see that with Owl House. I can also see with Avatar: The Last Airbender because there's like the quest to get stuff. Yeah, I mean they are fairly like similar structures, so definitely can see that. Where is it? Sam, heart to you. Thank you so much. You said so excited for you. I'm sure the surgery will go well. We'll be sending you lots of positive vibes. Much love. Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate it. You're lovely. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, my friend. Let's see what else. What else are people saying? Oh, good night, Emily Chambers. Mwah, it was good seeing you. Can you really spoil Twin Peaks? Yeah, fair. I mean, to be fair, I do know some spoilers for Twin Peaks. Like, I haven't gotten to it yet, but there's, like, the lodge stuff, and I know he, like, gets trapped in the lodge or whatever. I know that's, like, at the end of season 2. So I know that there's the Black Lodge and all that stuff. So I do know some of it, but I don't know, like, predominant amount of it. But yeah, it's not a show that feels like you could really spoil it, because it's like, you could have told me the plot beats of what happened in season 1 and season 2 of what I've watched so far in Twin Peaks, and I've been like, well, it's more about the experience of it, because, like, the plot beats don't matter, really. It's more about, like, the emotional feeling of it. So, yeah. It never does. Never really does. Do you plan to do voice training at all? No. Not, and you said not that anything. No, I mean, I like my voice. I like my voice the way it is. And I also generally am, like, good at modulating my voice, too. I'm not, like, the best at it, but, I mean, I do want to try and, like, learn more about voice acting, to do voice acting at some point in the near future. I know I keep saying that, but I actually looked up the other day. There's a voice acting class here in Seattle that I might want to take, not just for like the practice and learning skills of how to do voice acting, but they also like have like how to get into the industry and that sort of thing. So it's like, oh, that might be fun to do, to just learn that sort of stuff. Like, I know the basics of voice acting, having worked in Hollywood in terms of stuff, but like having good ins and like networking opportunities and things. So I might do that soon. So it'd be kind of fun. So I guess maybe I'm considering voice training, but not in like a necessarily trans specific way. So. Oh, Piston Twisted Garage, it's good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Mwah. Oh my gosh, yes, read M10. Strange New Worlds. Without too much spoilers, this episode, if you have not seen this week's episode of Strange New Worlds, if you're able to, and if you can't, there's always YAR, if you know what I mean. But you all should go watch this episode of Strange New Worlds. I've been so excited for people to see this episode because I got the first 5 episodes of Strange New Worlds early. Like, they sent it to me like 3 weeks before the show came out. I got the first 5 episodes. So I've had to sit on all of the episodes, but especially episode 5 for weeks now, like almost over 2 months. Has to be over 2 months. And so I've just been sitting on it and I've been like, I want people to talk about this episode because, oh my God, episode 5 is wonderful. And I'm so glad it's out yet. Go watch 5. No spoilers for it. But it is fantastic. I love Strange New Worlds. The latest episode was great. Please go see it. It was absolutely wonderful. Can we give a round for applause for T'Pring and the actor who portrays her? Yes, the actress who plays T'Pring is wonderful. That's all I'll say. We'll leave it there so there's no spoilers for you. But yes, T'Pring was awesome. Ethan Peck was awesome this week. Everybody was awesome this week. Also, Una and La'an were great this week too. I think actually they had my favorite moments in the episode. So, yeah, great episode this week. There's always Yar, if you know what I mean. I'm glad you appreciated that, Supernova. Someone awesome thoughts on Danny the Street from Doom Patrol. I love Danny the Street. I love Doom Patrol. It's great. I think they do. I think out of all those like trashy superhero shows of like eclectic heroes come together that have like a lot of problems and aren't as put together as others, like Legends of Tomorrow has that very similar vibe. I'm trying to think if there's another one. I know there's another one. Oh, Umbrella Academy is the other one that's like that. I think of those 3, I actually think Doom Patrol is the best one. Because I think that they really like utilize its sometimes absurdist humor to really showcase these characters' like mental health journeys. And I think they do such a good job of really drilling into them. And in particular, the Danny the Street episode is, I think, probably my favorite episode of that show overall. I adore that episode, not the least of which that there's a trans woman at the center of it, is really, really awesome in that episode. So I really love the Danny the Street episode. If you haven't watched Doom Patrol and you want like a very queer, inclusive, like amazing episode of a superhero show to watch, go watch the Doom Patrol episode featuring. Danny the Street features in a few episodes, but the first one that they appear in is great. I love Danny the Street. Absolutely wonderful. Thoughts on Netflix trying to play both sides of supporting Gervais and Elliot Page at the same time? Oh, well, that's easy. It's capitalism, right? Netflix is currently a brand on the decline, right? I'm not saying they're dead. They'll probably stick around, but like they have hit a point where like they are very much on the decline because they know that they've hit an amount of growth that they can't sustain for various different reasons, not the least of which now there's competition in the streaming space. So now that they are not the one and only streaming person, and Disney especially is crowding in on them, they're losing a lot of mind share and subscribers, and their stock price, as you saw, just went right down. So and it's the same thing that I spoke about earlier with Matt Walsh, right? When transphobia is used to drum up attention because it feeds into the cancel culture narrative that I spoke about in my cancel culture video, where like people will say something horrific, get pushback, will not take accountability for saying the horrific things, but they like the attention that it gives them. And because those things like transphobia is permissible in like right-wing spaces, they'll say they're being canceled by the woke left. Even though that was their intention to be canceled, because they know they're saying horrible things. And so they'll get more passionate fan bases from that, because they'll come in and like protect them, and they'll be able to use that energy now that they've drummed up from right-wing groups in order to sell more stuff. So yes, maybe they've cut off their wide appeal. Like there are many people that, though to be fair, like a lot, even in very leftist spaces, there's still transphobia and it's still permissible, but they may have cut off some of their fan bases, but now their fan base that they've gotten to is much more ardently defending them in this culture war narrative, right? So it draws them attention, draws them some money, though Netflix apparently lost money on the Dave Chappelle special, but that's a whole other thing. But it did garner Netflix attention. So what they are willing to do is just toss up Ricky Gervais, toss up Dave Chappelle on their platform, because it garners them mindshare and discussion topics. And it's not even about, it's like companies are amoral entities. They're not going to do the right or wrong thing. They're going to do the thing that makes them money. And so they need the mindshare of attention. And so that's what they're doing with Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais. And Gervais and Chappelle are both also dying like brands in terms of their relevance to the cultural conversation. So the way they stay relevant is by making trans jokes, lazy trans jokes at that. And this is the thing too, like with them. Anyways, I could talk about them for forever, but Netflix specifically, like but there are also companies that they want to talk out of one side of the mouth and try and be like, well, we support trans rights, but it's also free speech. No one would say, and then literally the CEO of Netflix is like, well, no one say that Ricky Gervais and Dave Chappelle's weren't thoughtful and smart. It's like, I would, especially Gervais. Gervais's comedy is lazy and dumb. His comedy, like, Chappelle, I have issues with Chappelle, and I think Chappelle is awful, and I think he is also throwing trans people under the bus to make a buck, and I think that is completely unacceptable and wrong, so I'm not forgiving Dave Chappelle. But at least Dave Chappelle has a point, in the sense that, like, yes, there is racism within LGBTQ spaces. He should be able to have that conversation in a much more nuanced way that includes the fact that there are people of color within LGBTQ spaces. And he forgets that black trans women exist, and numerous other things that I've talked about before. But at least he has that point. So, I mean, like, the man at least has a kernel of a thing to worth saying. I wish he didn't, like, it's completely negated by his other horrible transphobia. At least he has a kernel of something. Gervais, though, Ricky Gervais's comedy, and this is the thing that I always like, this is the thing that I think is almost worth saying more. Like, it's important to, like, point out, like, the transphobia and that Ricky Gervais's jokes rely on trans women. Sorry, I'm going off on this, people. But, like, Ricky Gervais's jokes rely on the fact that you don't believe women are women. Like, he says, like, oh, I really support trans rights. I'm just speaking truth to power and just gender ideology. Your joke's whole basis is, like, trans women aren't really women. So if that's the crux of your comedy, is reliant on that, then you're not supporting trans people. Screw you for trying to pretend to be otherwise. But what I think is even almost worth more saying is, like, their comedy is lazy. It's okay, Cyberquake, you're wonderful. It's just lazy. Because, like, the comedy, the things that they think is funny, I was hearing the jokes that Ricky Gervais was making. Like, when I came out as trans 10 years ago, and I'm sure they existed before then, but I was hearing those jokes as, like, hate speech said to me 10 years ago. They aren't new. So if you're gonna be transphobic, at least come up with a new joke. But you can't, because it's not funny. So you have the same lazy, tired tropes over and over and over again. And it's sad because trans people are weird. Y'all, I took what amounts to a Skittle for weeks and grew boobs. How is that not freaking hilarious? It's hysterical, quite frankly. I had a second puberty at 20 years old. I had voice crack, like, my voice was cracking in my mid-20s. Like, I was getting, like, weird, like stressed, like, horny dreams into my 20s. Like, it's funny as all hell. Being trans is weird and strange and absolutely hilarious. So, like, if you can't come up with something funny about that is not horrible and, like, exclusionary, then I don't know what's, like, it's just, I don't know. There was a comedian, to speak to, like, cis dudes who can make good jokes, by the way. Sorry, I know I am on this thing, and I apologize. This is the last thing that I'll say on this front. And then I'll change the conversation. But, speaking of, like, cis dudes who can make good jokes, like, there's a comedian named Kyle Kinane who, like, I really love. He's a hilarious comedian. And he had such a great bit about trans people where he's like, you know, I totally accept trans people. I just, like, if you need to buy aftermarket parts to, like, get your car up to order, like, some of us are born with, like, a perfect chassis, everything's working, we got it going. Sometimes we got an old clunker like my body where it's just barely running on gas. And some people need to go and buy aftermarket parts to make their car work for them. If that's what you gotta do, that's great. And it's, like, the whole bit is hilarious. And he's like, but I also don't understand cars, so, like, just tell me what you need. I'll get your, I'll say this word just because it's part of this, like, I'll get your tranny oil, whatever. It's fine. You gotta tell me because I'm stupid. I'll help you, though. It was great. Like, Kyle Kinane's wonderful. So yeah, like, I really think that, like, cis dudes can make trans jokes. It's not like, well, we're not allowed to make jokes about trans people. You 100% can. You just can't make transphobic jokes where the jokes are reliant on dehumanizing people. If the premise of your joke relies on dehumanizing someone and denying their identity, then it's not a funny joke. That's all. It's not that hard. You can joke about trans people. Just don't dehumanize trans people. It's really not that difficult. It's really not. Anyways, I'm done with it. Thank you for... I clearly had stuff that I wanted to rant about them, but there you go. Brian Abbott talking about my Wonder Woman outfit. I do have a Wonder Woman outfit. John Vinnell's Nish Kumar had a great tear down of Gervais from 2019. I did see that. That's the like, oh, little cis boy. That was like, is that one? I thought that was funny. That was a good one. I did see that one. I think that's the one I was talking about. But yeah, that's a good one. What were we talking about? Someone mentioned my Wonder Woman. Catherine Lambeth mentioned my Wonder Woman costume. And I don't remember why. I'm trying to catch what I missed. Well, during my weird rant about, like, bad comedians. I don't know. Anyways, I missed what it was. I love a good gay joke when it comes from a good place. Yeah, really. Logan King, people claim that women aren't funny, but I would say that conservatives aren't funny because every joke of theirs, yeah, it's all reliant on this. Like, again, I don't want to go down that road, but like the thing with conservative humor, and I believe it was Jose, the YouTuber Jose, who was absolutely wonderful, did a video on like conservative humor. It's like it just always relies on the same premises, and they're like bad premises to begin with. And it was just, yeah, it's just bad. James A. Caster, thank you very much, Cyberquaker. Yeah, that was who that was. Nish Kumar and someone else. Yeah, I forget. I know I've heard Nish Kumar's bit, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, James A. Caster was the cis boy. That one was funny. Wonder Woman is a bisexual icon when she's written right. She's not always written right. Wonder Woman 1984. But when she's written right, she's a great bi icon. Love Wonder Woman. But I guess that goes with anybody. That goes with any superhero, really. Like, it depends on who's writing them, right? Like there are superheroes been written really well, superheroes have been written really badly. So, in every single one of them, it's kind of actually the joy of superheroes, because you'll be like, this is great. Oh, this Grant Morrison run on Batman is wonderful. I don't know what the hell happened after that though, but this one was wonderful. It's kind of the fun of it, right? Captain Omni, hard to you said, you're under arrest. An anime about cops 90s had a trans female officer and the jokes were based around reactions rather than her being trans. Ooh, I like that. I mean, it depends on what the reactions are, because, like, sometimes if it's, like, making fun of people being over the top about it, it could go a little bit too far into being like, oh, look, it's transphobic. It depends. It's like a fine line. If as long as not laughing at her, then yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Catherine Lambeth, all superheroes are bisexual. That's not exactly what I said, but fair. I don't disagree. Someone suggested you do a 70s Wonder Woman style transition to go pre and post surgery part of. Oh, yeah. I am, I told my patrons this, but I will say this here. I am doing a video about my surgery that I filmed half of before the surgery. So it's a video that's going to be filmed half before, half after the surgery, and I think it'll have like I don't want to say unique, because especially other trans YouTubers have done this style of video before, but I think the conversation will be nice, and I'm excited for it, for the video. We'll see how it all comes out. I'm worried though that it's because like the problem with it is it relies on timing, and because it's like requires me being filmed before and after, I can't go back and refilm if the timing doesn't work out. So I'm hopefully it'll all work out, but I think it's good. James Hodge, you said, in my opinion, Ricky Gervais started his career in a podcast where, along with his pal Stephen Merchant, relentlessly bullied and mocked his supposed friend, Carl Pickering. Early example of toxic troll culture. Yeah, that's... it's disappointing because Stephen Merchant, I don't think is perfect, but I actually do, like, appreciate a lot of his work. Like, I actually like Stephen Merchant. Like, I love him in Portal 2. There's a show that he writes that's, I think the season 2 is about to start soon, but I watched the first season of The Outlaws. And actually, that was a very empathetic and really decently well-written show. I would like to hear some criticisms from black people living in the UK about how black people were written in that show. But generally, I thought it was a very good show and not mean-spirited at all. Whereas Ricky Gervais... everything he's done has been mean-spirited. Like, legitimately, he has the same energy as Bill Maher. And it's funny because Bill Maher's also getting tossed up in the conversation now. But he has that same energy of Bill Maher where he just, like, has this I know better, holier-than-thou feeling about them. That just condescends to everybody and feeling like, I know better. That atheist... I mean, actually, both of them are atheists. It's just, like, it like, reeks of that, like, early atheist community. Again, not knocking atheism as a whole. But, like, that earliest atheist community of, like, the holier-than-thou, we know better, and everyone else is stupid mentality that comes out of, that came out of that space. And it's just mean-spirited. And, like, I just hate that pretentiousness, especially when you're not that great to begin with. I don't like pretentiousness is like one of those, and like thinking you're better than somebody is one of the things that just instantly like pisses me off. Anytime I see it, that is like, there are very few things that like instantly will make me angry. As many of you know, like I feel like I should get, like there are things that I should be angrier about. Like I know that is sometimes like, Jessie should get angry more often. It would probably be healthier for me, but anger is not something I hold on to very, very well. It's just not an emotion that I hold very well. Pretentiousness and feeling you are better than somebody else is something that like every time I see it, oh, that's what I hate it, because we are not better than anybody else. Like, even people that I despise, that I think are horrid and doing horrible things and really hurting people, like Matt Walsh, I don't think I'm like inherently a better human being in terms of like my life. You know, like I think he's a horrible person doing horrible things. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm holier than thou, because it's one of those things. You know, this is something that I was thinking about. This is the better way to put it. I think the better way to put it is just like, I know that the path that those people walk quite often is a product of just a lot of things that were beyond their control, and it doesn't necessarily excuse them, but I have an understanding. It doesn't like remove them accountability, or like doesn't remove them from like not being accountable for their actions or the harm that they've caused. But I also understand that like there are just things that this world does that forces people into that like pushes people down those roads. The thing that I guess I would say about it more would be, I was just thinking about this the other day, actually, like why so many trans women, especially white trans women on YouTube, myself, and I throw myself in this ring too, are somewhat fascinated by alt-right male figures. Like if you want to use a good example, like Natalie Wynn, ContraPoints, a lot of her earlier content, and still to this day, which by the way, her hunger video was very open and honest. I really liked that one. Even though, again, I know there are issues with Natalie. I'm not like blanket saying ContraPoints is a perfect creator. We're all human, and there's some issues that I take with her stances on stuff. But I thought her recent video was good. Anyways, she like came up, right, focusing a lot on like alt-right spaces. And the reason that I feel like there is, again, this is something that I would want to do like a deeper dive on and like really think about, so don't hold me to this like exactly, but it's just something to think about. It's just like understanding, I feel like there's a lot of fascination from white trans women about that group, is because I know that like could have been me, but for like a few differences, right? Because a lot of those people, for one reason or another, have been radicalized to that view because they feel unable to, they're like white boys who felt nihilism. I feel like FD Signifier got me, this is what I was thinking, FD Signifier's video got me thinking about like the hopelessness and the nihilism that they feel. Again, not to remove them of accountability, like fuck them, they're doing horrible things, but I also understand that like that comes, that hatred, that vitriol, that bigotry, that anger comes from like all the suppressed nihilism that they feel. And I know, as someone who is a trans woman who has grown up as seen as a white cis male dude who had to suppress all those feelings and the anger that I felt, it's like I have a certain amount of understanding, not forgiveness, but an understanding of it. So it's just an interesting thought. Yeah, Catherine, I'd say, yeah, I could have easily slid down the alt-right rabbit hole. Thank goodness, too repulsed by their hatefulness. Yeah, it's just one of those, like, I don't consider myself better than anybody. Well, I will call out, like, people are horrible. Like, again, Matt Walsh, those people, like, horrible people, and, you know, it's okay to punch a Nazi, sort of thing. But there's an element of, like, I will never think myself better. That pretentiousness that, like, Ricky Gervais and, like, other people have over everybody. Matt Walsh has, you know? So, anyways, that was just thoughts that I was sort of ruminating on. So, yeah. Oh, and I missed some super chats. Russell Facemeyer said, "Here's a brand new Hamilton for your." Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you, Russell. Thank you, my friend. Mwah. Anyways, thank you for letting me think all that out loud. Also, by the way, Newt was scratching at the door. If y'all want to see Newt. Yes, trans rights, BIPOC lives matter. We have a duty to win. 100% April Shadows. You are 100% correct. Also, Newt was just scratching at the door, so let's see if we can get Newt to come in. Come here, bud. You want to come in? Come here. Yeah, look at him. I don't know if you can see him. He's just hiding by the door there. Come on. Come here, my cat. Come say hi to everybody. Come be up on my lap now. Come here, bud. Come say hi. Hey there, my cat. Come sit on my lap. Come on and say you're here now. Come on, bud. He's like hanging out underneath there. Come on. Come on. Hey there, my cat. All right. Well, he'll come up when he wants to come up. We'll see what he wants. Oh. Now we're gonna come up. Come on. There we go. Here he is. There we are. Here he is. Hi, bud. Say hi to everybody. Come here. There he is. And he's purring away too. He's in a mood. No, Lewis, the song never, he always comes to that song. I don't know why. That is like why he comes. I heard one theory about why cats come when they hear singing, because they think that they're like their human is hurt or something, like I'm screaming out and like yowling in pain. So I don't know why. So sorry if I make you stressed when I do that. And April Shadows, heart to you again. Thank you so much. Let's see. All right. Horizon Brave says, are those all fan set pins in the back of you? No, there are some fan set pins. I don't want to move too much because I have Newt on my lap, but it's like that pin board back there. That used to actually be over there, but because I got a new desk, I had to like slide things around, so I didn't have a place to put the pin board, so it's just on the floor now. But it's not all fan sets. It's got some fan sets on there. One of them was actually I have one of oh my god, Shax from Lower Decks on it that was actually given to me by one of the producers of Star Trek Lower Decks at Mission Chicago. That made me very pleased. But no, it's just a bunch of different pins that I've just collected over the years. Some of them I'm not as proud of anymore. There's like the Women's March one that I'm like, the one that was like promoted by some iffy people. So not that the Women's March wasn't unimportant, but like some people who ran it were kind of so yeah. So but I just have a bunch. I just collected a whole bunch of them. So. My dog would annoy your kitten. Hard to you, duds. Yeah, Newt doesn't like anybody, any other animals. He used to be around other cats when I adopted him. He hates other animals, to be honest. He loves people. If you're a person, he will be on your lap the second that you're in this apartment. But yeah, no, he's not another animal person. Like Newt hates other cats. He hates other dogs. But he does love people. So Newt a void. He looks like, yeah, Newt is a void cat. He is a void cat. Yes, you are. Yes, he is. You're a little void cat. He also like scratches like a lot. Like he is getting aggressive scratches right now. He doesn't like being pet all that much. What he does like is he likes scratches. That's what he likes. He just likes getting scritched. All the scritches. So. Have a good night, Nevermore. I'm sorry you have a migraine. Sorry, my friend. I know that much of those things really suck. As someone who I don't honestly know if I get regular migraines. I get regular headaches though. Especially as a kid, I got regular headaches. Quite often as a kid. But I don't know if they would necessarily count as migraines, but headaches regularly, yeah. He likes sitting and staring at you, 2 yellow eyes floating. He does, Catherine. You would know. Let's see. You will have a trans woman's heart, a rainbow of feminist, slowly empowered women, empowered women, trans revolution underneath. I like that. I like that. TNG palm punch. TNG palm punch and Nazi. Or like the double-fisted Star Trek Kirk punch. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Hey, bud. Hi. How you doing? Do you want food? Is that why you're being all lovey-dovey right now? Because Mommy needs to feed you still tonight? He always gets lovey-dovey when it's food time. He's like, oh, Mom, I love you. You're the best. Oh, give me food. You're the best. Let me purr all over you. Give me food. All right, everybody. Do you think we're going to see those disco shirts or stream? I hope so. I would love that. Like, give me the prize. Or Tapri. Give me the Tapri shirt. T-E-R-P-I. Or T-R. Tapri or whatever. I would love the crap out of that. But yeah, well, I hope we do. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, everybody. It's near 7. I think I'm going to wrap out. Just because I still need to get food. And I still have a few just small things that I need to do tonight. Quickly, just a few announcements because just so y'all know what's coming up because of my surgery. So, as all of you know, surgery is next week, Tuesday. So, all my reviews next week on my secondary channel, like the Star Trek Strange New Worlds, will be on time because I actually they gave me a screener early. So, the Strange New Worlds review will be on time tomorrow or next week. But my Orville, which by the way, the season premiere of the Orville, what a shock! if you were not watching the Orville, like, I will admit, season 1 and 2 of the Orville, okay. I like them, didn't love them, especially season 1 I was kind of down on, but season 2 I actually liked. Season 3's premiere, though, I was like, okay, you impressed me. Holy crap. That season 3 premiere of the Orville was deeply impressive. I have some issues with it, but overall, really good. Anywho, quick announcements. Surgery. So those reviews, besides the Strange New Worlds one, will probably be a bit delayed. So Obi-Wan, Orville, Miss Marvel, possibly. Thank you, D-Duds. Heart to you. So just know that there will be a video tomorrow. It's going to be on Sense8 and queerness and hope, and finding hope and queerness through Sense8. That'll be out tomorrow. It's a short video. It's only like 10 minutes or so, so it's actually a short Jessie video. So be on the lookout for that. That'll come out tomorrow. Next week, as long as the copyright claims that I have gotten on it come through, like, get dropped, which half of them were. The other half are sitting there, so we'll see how it goes. But I've uploaded. It's all done. Patrons, you're going to be getting it soon. My James Gunn video. It's a big one. The James Gunn video will be coming out next week, Friday. It'll probably be a premiere, depending on how I'm feeling after the surgery, if I can sit at the computer and type for a little while. But premiere of the James Gunn video next week, Friday. I'm very excited for that one. It is one I spent a lot of work on with the lovely Aeronaut. So please check that out next week. That'll be on Friday. Up for patrons probably in the next few days. Again, all dependent on copyright claim stuff, because copyright claim stuff is annoying. Then 2 weeks after that, so not this next week, but 2 weeks, it should be like the second or third week of June, Sex and Star Trek Part 2 will be ready. It's basically done. I'm waiting on one little bit from Aeronaut, but once that is done, Sex and Star Trek Part 2 is going to come out, and I have to tell you, it is very long, several hours long. Watch it in chunks. Totally okay to watch it in chunks. Just to let you know, Sex and Star Trek Part 2, I am very proud of this video. Might be my favorite video that I have ever done. I am so deeply pleased. Please give it a watch and a share once it comes out. Again, it's overlong, overindulgent, but I swear to you, it's not just like 5 hours of me talking to the camera. It's 5 hours of like stuff happening. There might be a dance number. So be on the lookout for those. So Sense8 video this week, tomorrow. James Gunn video next week. Start Sex and Star Trek Part 2 after that. And then probably about a month break between videos, just because I'm going to be recovering. And so it'll take me time between when they take me off recovery and then making another video that I know what the next one's going to be. So got some big videos coming up. I will be streaming 7 on Saturday. So if you want to see me play some Ocarina of Time, don't worry, I'll be around on Saturday for one last stream. But then after that, I will not be streaming next week. So streaming Saturday, no streaming next week because I'll be recovering. Still videos coming out. A little bit of a break in terms of videos at the beginning of July, but I will be back streaming towards the end of June. So that's the schedule. That's the plan. I love you all. Be on the lookout. I'll probably share a video on Tuesday about my surgery, like going in for surgery, and I'll let you all know that I'm alive in the community tab on Saturday or on Tuesday. Otherwise, I'll see y'all Saturday, my friends. Mwah, 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 mwah. You're lovely. I adore you all. Take care of yourselves. And thank you again to each and every one of you who sent me kind words, both earlier this week and also for my surgery. It does mean a lot. You're lovely. Stay strong. Happy Pride. Take care of yourselves. You are beautiful and amazing and kick butt. Never forget it. I love you all. Okay. All right. Now that I've ran